Hey guys! Welcome to day 21. Okay, so day 21 is reflecting on what we've released this week and how it's making space for new growth. Obviously, this is a couple days after I said that I would do it, but this is because I feel like the thing that I've been spiraling around, that I've been circling. I've been circling this thing that I want to work on, and I haven't really been able to name it. And it's just been like this thing in the background of all my thoughts and issues and frustrations. And I started to realize that I needed to name it in order to recognize it in everything else in my life. So because I saw it coming up, I just didn't know like what it was. It's not like an emotion like, oh, that's anger or that's sadness or whatever it is. I have been finding that I've been really struggling with the timing element of my life recently. Actually, I'm not going to say recently. I think that this has been a thing that I've always had, or I've had for a long time in my life. So one of the things that I am now like reflecting on from this last week is that this is a thing I've been circling around over the course of last week, getting better at recognizing my small steps, getting better at recognizing where I am right now, getting better at releasing a timeline for myself. It's all in regards to this feeling like I'm running out of time, like feeling like I'm never going to have enough time to do all the things that I want to do, that I need to be somewhere that I'm not already, that I need to be somebody else, that I need to be working on something, that I need to be doing things on a certain timeline in order to have value or something like that. And I feel like this time element, now that I've recognized that it's surrounded by this like stress about time, it's been a lot easier I won't say it's easy, but it's been easier for me to recognize this laced and woven into so many aspects of what I do. So that's kind of like what this last week has been for me, is starting to realize that I can let that go, that that's not a part of me. I wrote in my reflection that it feels like I've been fighting myself or fighting something in me that has felt like myself for a long time. It's been so deeply ingrained into my personal identity that it just felt like me, and I'm starting to realize that it doesn't have to be. So, but that's a really heavy thing, and that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack right there, and you better believe I've been talking to my therapist about it. But yeah, I think it's like a really big thing, but I'm also, and a part of me is like, well, rip it out, like, let's get it done. Let's get it taken care of so that way we can move on. And, that's it. That's it. That's the thing that I keep struggling with. It's like that feeling like it has to be done already, feeling like it has to, if it's a problem, we'll tackle it. You know what I mean? And giving myself space to remember that I'm here for the journey of it, not the destination. And my therapist said something that really kind of hit me to the core. She was saying that, maybe 10 years from now or 15 years from now or 20 years from now or 30 years from now, one day I'll just realize that it's not there anymore. One day it will just, I won't have that anymore. And it won't be like every day I realize that it's disappearing a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. It'll just be that one day you walk out to your garden and you'll remember when there was no tree there. And now you grow a tree. Something like that. I don't know. But that really hit me, obviously, because I do feel like it's something that has felt so deeply ingrained into me that I never even thought of it not being there. And so now realizing that this is something I'm struggling with and realizing that I have the power, and it's going to take a while, but I have the power to work on it and change that. Feels really good. So, yeah. That's kind of what I've been reflecting on over the last couple of days, and it's the reason why I didn't turn this out immediately when I thought that I should, which was the very next day. It's because I've been thinking about it, and I've been sitting on it, and I'm like, why am I putting this time pressure on myself, you know? I don't know, it's just... And obviously I don't want to swing too far that's like, oh, I don't have any time limit and I have no deadline for anything ever again. But I do think that there is something to say that I write to-do lists for myself and they are 50 things long. And if I don't do them all in that day, then I get so mad at myself that I didn't do it, you know? And I think it's one of the things that's been making me feel a severe lack of motivation to do anything, because my expectation for myself and for the time that I have is way, way too high and unrealistic. And therefore, I feel like I'm constantly disappointing myself and frustrating myself. So recognizing that this is a pattern in my life, that this is a habit or a narrative that I've picked up in my life, definitely from my mom. But you know what I mean? We're working on it. Well, not even just my mom, my grandma. You know, it's a generational thing. But yeah, just recognizing that this is something that I'm working on and willing to allow myself more time. I don't have to rush. I don't have to follow everyone else's pace on the trail. If I want to walk as slow as possible, then we're going to walk as slow as possible. And that's okay. So some things that I feel like this has opened up for me is allowing, I feel like it's almost gotten easier now for me to recognize the things that I've been working on. Like I make sourdough bread once a week at least. And I feel like it's been a process that feels like I'm not really going anywhere in it. But every week I get a little bit better at it. I get a little bit better. And you know what? My loaves of sourdough bread look so much better than they did when I first started. And that's something. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that. We're taking that. But also I feel like that this has opened me up to thinking about the potential of trying new jobs and jobs that I never really thought of before, because I didn't think that they were putting me on like the fast track to where I wanted to go, even though I didn't really know where that go was or where I wanted it to go. I just was like, that's not the fastest way to get there, so I don't even want to think about it. But now I'm like, what's a couple of years? You know? In the grand scheme of things, what's a couple of years there and what's a couple of years here? Because at the end of the day, I'm still learning, and I'll come out a person that's grown on any path that I take. So why do I feel like I've been choosing wrong paths, or I have to choose a certain path in order to get somewhere? Where's somewhere? What is that? Why am I so focused on the destination when it is about the journey? You know what I mean? Because the destination, if we're being really, really real right now, the destination is death. So we're all gonna go there. It's just a matter of fact. So why don't we enjoy the journey, dude, before we get there? Duh. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the review that I have for today. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe if you want to. No one's stopping you. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow or the day after. I don't know. It's whenever I get to it, I guess, now. But it will probably be relatively soon because, you know, I like doing this. This is nice to do on a, you know what I mean. Anyway, okay, bye.